Good afternoon, Nazia.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. And what about you?
I'm also fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Okay. So,
Okay,
now meeting first time. So, would you introduce yourself?
sure. So thank you for asking. So as you know, my name is Nazia. I am from Chhindwara, city of Madhya Pradesh. If we talk about my qualification, so I have done my master in English literature with it, Bachelor of Education also. And by profession, I am a teacher. And my hobby is always learning new things, listening podcasts, reading a book. And currently, I'm working on my English fluency and communication skills. So I am a YouTuber too. My channel name is English with Nazia. That's all about me. Thank you.
It sounds good. Okay.
Oh,
So,
good to hear
Nazia,
you. Yeah.
like you are a teacher, right? So, are you teaching English in your school?
Yes, I am teaching English, but currently I'm not doing my work because of my younger son. And at the present moment, I am taking classes from my home for the basis of English spoken.
Okay, that's great. At home, like
Yeah.
offline classes, are you taking?
Now I am taking offline. Before I took online also.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, when did you think about learning English? And you have completed your graduation or master in English, but still somewhere we are just getting stuck while it comes to speak. So how did you think about speaking in English?
Okay. So that is my first that time I thought about my learning English. That I during my master I thought I should have to learn anyhow this language, but I am not getting the good information about that. Okay, due to listening, reading, you can speak English. I didn't get this kind of information. That's why I am struggling a lot. I went with the learning of vocabulary, learning of some sentences. That is for, totally for if you. Oh my God, something is there. So if you talk about, yeah, so that time I'm not getting this kind of information. So I struggle a lot. But one day I was scrolling a mobile in 2021 maybe. So that time I heard about the listening habit. I tried to listen that time and read something so that my background will became ready, and then slowly and gradually I become this kind of application. Like I try to speak with myself. I talk myself. I usually talk with my daughter, my student, little sentences, not too much, but I tried. And one day again I was schooling a mobile, and then I thought, then I heard about the application for like a Jostock application. I stopped that video, and I went there and installed that application and practicing over there. And one day again, I saw some videos on YouTube, and they speaking together. I thought they can also. I listened to them in a carefully. So I found okay, they are also totally beginner people are there, so they can do. So I can also start my journey in YouTube. So I can learn also, or I can motivate to other people also for the speaking. So in this way, I found this application, and I am continuously here. You can say I started for the five month back. I started again my speaking journey.
That's great. That's great. Being a homemaker, being a mother, so definitely it is a daunting task for us that how we can manage our house and how we can manage our me, because me time is important. So nowadays, like we are doing good that whenever we have me time, so we are using that time for our communication skill and for enhancing our personality as well. Okay, so that's great. So tell me something about your vocabulary that. How do you improve your vocabulary and how do you use that vocabulary in your communication skill?
Okay. If I talk about my vocabulary, so I would like to say that is I'm not good enough for I'm not good enough for my vocabulary, but I try to speak something good and I try to listen. I am struggling with the lack of vocabulary. So I should have to work over there, and maybe in future I will grab lots of vocabulary for my speaking and my conversation. Now I am a conversation. I am conversating to lots of people, so I observe some word from them, and some shorts video are also I scrolling on my mobile phone, on Instagram, on my YouTube, so that there also I getting some new words, and I try to use that kind of word my speech. So in this way I am doing, and the people as speaking about the by the reading also you getting the lots of words. So if you talk about our conversation, daily conversation, that is useful for the basic story. In this kind of book, you get the lots of information, lots of word that is useful for your spoken. And in this way, nowadays I am watching some stories on YouTube. So that is also useful because I am getting from there some daily uses vocabulary, new. So that is also important and useful for me.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
great. Like, I must say that you have students, so you can practice with them as well. So you can learn one vocabulary word and you can tell them how you can use in your communication. And whenever you will tell them, so you will learn, because this is the best technique use with us, because I have also students, so I use these types of vocabulary. I learn new vocabulary, phrasal verbs, and I discuss with them that how we can
Okay,
use vocabulary
this
words
what.
in our and sometimes I take a few structures, that how we can use these structures in our communication skill, and idioms as well. And there is also like I can say that YouTube channel Sunshine English, and there is always love stories with cartoons, and they use lot of idioms, phrasals
Okay.
in the conversation,
Hmm.
and it looks good. You can watch that as well, and you can use idioms like in your communication skill, because whenever we use idioms, phrases, or good vocabulary in our communication skills, so it looks better, right?
Correct.
Okay, it was a great thing
So
that you are learning and you are conversing every day. So Nazia, like thank you for giving me your valuable time. And the last, any tip you want to give the women who are just thinking about learning English, but they are to start their learning English, how they can start?
okay, especially this is useful for all person. They can learn from this through my conversation. But especially if you say about the women, so they're having the problem that is lack of time. We are struggling
Yeah,
because we have lots of responsibility. That's why we are always think if I will use this time in another way, that would be good for me because we having responsibility. That's why we thinking in this pattern. So I would like to say that is me time also important. If you really want to improve yourself, after that your kids will be with you and your all family member love you. If you are not working on yourself, so that is totally, you become a uh, like a I how to say like a back you will back side of the life. So that's why you should have to work on yourself, so you can utilize your time. If you are performing a household chore, so that time you can use your time. You should have to take your headphone and your mobile phone you have always, so you can try those time for listening habit. Also, if you are performing some another word like preparing dinner or lunch, that time you can speak yourself. That will also good for you. And you if you find any new word vocabulary phrasal word, so phrasal word, you can write down those word vocabulary on your paper. You can praise those paper in front of you. So whenever you come in here and there from the uh, front of this that paper, you can eventually you can learn without pressurize your mind. So make your some point and paste over your wall, so you can understand, okay, this is my target of the day and I should have to make my life in this way. And learning English, that is very good thing I can say, because nowadays everyone want to speak in English. But if you have this kind of skill, so you become a shining person. Every person have a different qualities, but if you have a different quality like your communication is very good manner, and you become a different, everyone want to speak with you. Why? Because your communication way. So this is a part of communication, not everything. So in this way, you should have to always keep ready of your mind in a learning. So don't take in a personally and like a burden. Just for cunning way, you can learn without the pressurize your mind, and you can practice with your kids also. So that would be enough for you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
great. You have them best advice. If they can take, so definitely they should take this advice, that they can start at least learning and speaking at the home. And nowadays there are so many facilities that we can enjoy with speaking others. And another thing is that if you will start, so sooner or later you will learn. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
And that sure. And the another thing is that consistency is the key of success. If you will consistent about your learning, so definitely you will learn. There is no need to give the pressure to yourself that I have to learn within 3 months, I have to learn within a 6 months. So this is
Mm.
your time. So you can take your time, and then at least you can start and you can do. So nice to talk to you, Nazia, and this is the best conversation with you, and you